Now, another thing, all right, someone might try to do, and I heard of this with women too, is the husband, while the woman's asleep, might still try to get him some. All right, this is called. It's still called night rape. I mean, when they do this, I know. But what it is he gently has sex with his wife so as not to wake her up. Though it's still, she's not involved with it, right? He's just getting him some on the side, right? Without her knowing, right? Now that's still, though, considered rape even if you don't wake the person up, Dion, right? The reason is they're not conscious when you're doing it with them. You're trying to what? Take advantage while they're asleep. That's like the pranks in summer camp. Some of the kids would pull on each other, and now they left me alone because guess who was kissing the girls? I knew a way out of that shit. Not that I need any, right? You know, you think about it that way, but I didn't mind kissing the girl. I didn't see it as circle, circle, dot, dot. Now you got your cootie shot bullshit. It was. Okay. And like, I guess I look a little bit feminine enough for those girls, too. Yeah, 5 years old, you know what I mean? Damn. But they kind of consider it kissing a girl, too. Who knows? Who knows? All I know is I had a girlfriend every year, and they were kissing me, and I was kissing them back, right? And I kissed the girl, like I said, with Katy Perry, and I liked it, dude. I have a problem with that, baby. Not you personally, no. You wrote the song I couldn't write, right? Though, at 5 years old, 6 years old, whatever it was. It was at least 7 to 9, right? Somewhere in there, right? I'm not sure exactly, right? When we started going out there, right? But I think I got my first donor when they were going to bathe us or something weird, right? Mm-hmm. But it was the counselor women who were going to bathe the boys, right? Mm-hmm. But like I said, those are the only ways it can be done. Either cousin tries to wake you up or he tries not to, and is gentle with you, and you don't know he did it, right? Now another thing is, when you have a wet dream, Dion, does it feel just as real as sex to you like it does to me? Did you maybe just get it between my butt cheeks and not really get the asshole? Two different things there too, brother. Or cousin. Because I don't remember waking up with a sore butt the next morning either. Right? Right, you know what I mean? Right. Not even with Chris, right? But another thing is, when you're having a wet dream, or say you wake up from one, or say you're humping your pillow like it's a girl or a guy, we both do it, right? I just want to be your teddy bear. Like I said before, right? Right. They're saying this for a reason. While the man wants to be your teddy bear. He means the plush toy, by the way. We heard of you. We heard of what you do. Ladies, with your teddy bear. How you love him so much. We also learned about posting in Cruel Intentions too, right? With the girl riding the horse and Michelle giving her teaching her how to post. Faster, faster. Or the other little girl, I forget which one it was. There's two versions on that. But like I said, I never met Freddie Prinze or Michelle Gellar, but I'm talking about the names I know, right? Right. of people I'm around myself, but I mean that Sarah or this Sarah next door even. They're just common names to me, right? Mm-hmm. Now it's not like the divine name, right? Isn't revealed somewhat in the name Eliyahu, right? Or Sar and Sarah, or El He, right? Or El Hinu, or Sabaoth. Ain't that feminine plural? Ain't that feminine plural? Doesn't that include the women in the host? Right? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That's why he ran from Jezebel. Mm-hmm. See, he's saying certain phrases in Hebrew while talking to the angel, right? And if he's both, he has a penis and a vagina. You understand that, right? Right. He alone can come through a woman who no man as well. Mm-hmm. Meaning he can also make himself not just any man, right? He wants to, or woman, or hermaphrodite, even, right? But he can also become a embryo as of that of a first conceived child, right? A newly conceived child, right? See, he can put himself at any stage of life, right? Even that of an embryo, one day old, or just conceived, right? Which is what he would do with Mary, right? Now, again, right? Now, some of you might not just can handle that. I don't know. It's worthiness. Okay? Not just of Mary, not just of Joseph, not just of, right? The disciples and all those who had to deal with it, right? And things of that nature, right? Now, like Don Healy says, though, of the Eagles, sometimes it's just about forgiving the person and letting it go, right? If you are the reason it happened, right? Sometimes too, right? Sometimes it's more your fault than you wanted to really admit it, right? And even though, we're moving on, right? We gotta really forgive each other or nothing else is gonna work, right? And, set down failure in that relationship, but it don't mean we act like we never knew each other either, like in good days, right? Now you act like you never even knew me, right? That's what Sheena did, and she cut me off cold, and I don't know why. Like I said, if you were waiting for marriage, you have to tell me that before the date. I don't know, just because you're going out to church, right? Honey, Satan goes out to church himself, and himself, right? And to go back the next morning, he'll go out and drink in the club, and then come in the next morning, do cocaine all night, right? And pay tithes more than you, right? Mm-hmm. But so did the thief on the cross repent, right? I'm trying to say I'm sorry. Whatever the hell happened there, our wires got crossed, right? That's all I can say too, right? But you're the one who kind of left it dead, right? Who wanted no more contact with me, and I don't know what I said that would bother you, so right? And if we done had sex, honey, yeah, you could have gotten pregnant, and I don't know. Why would you want to do that? Instead of marrying me, like I forced you to have sex, right? I didn't feel like I did. I thought we were on the same page too. You wouldn't mind premarital sex if I was done doing with 5 women. What you think I meant? I played patty cake with them. I mean, I had sex with them too, like I was about to have sex with you too. If you let me, you let me. Now the key word is I thought you were letting me have sex with you. I mean, I didn't get a no during it. That's when you gotta say no, honey. To whatever I'm doing down there. If it's something you don't want, that's when you say the no, right? And you open your eyes and make sure I'm doing what you want. Right? Because if I'm not, I don't know I'm not. On a date where we just knew each other less than a day, right? And I had sex like that with other women before I met you. You can do that. You know it now, even if you didn't know it until you met me. Right? Sex is easy. It's getting over it that's hard. It's dealing with it that you had sex with me, even if you thought I was going to do orally only, right? You still look to make sure it's my tongue and not my dick going in your pussy. You know what I mean? If I'm not using my tongue on you, what else can I use on you down there? And you didn't think I was a girl, did you? Well, Saipan don't have no girl, right? Right. Now, I've been told I look mighty feminine, right? But I still look like a man. Which you thought I was a petite European girl with no boobs, I know. And that would be super sad. That would be super sad if you did. Honey, you don't just need glasses like the woman in my cousin Vinny. You need x-ray vision or something right, more to see me with, right? Because other than that, I don't know how you can mistake me for a woman, right? Either. And men do oral sex with women first too, right? And that's all I can say about it. And then say again, I'm sorry for having to say it that graphically, but that's all I can say. I don't understand, right? What I did wrong, right? In our relationship, right? I didn't try to trick you. I didn't offer you nothing I wasn't offering someone else. I didn't hear and know while I was doing it with you, right? That's another important thing. If you're doing something with someone, you make sure they're doing what you want them to do, or you say no, right? That's what I was taught too, right? That's when you stop me. That's when you stop me. Not act crazy about it in the letters when I mentioned getting you pregnant. That when it dawned on you, we finally had sex. Yeah. After that. And then you're reading the letters, huh? And then I mentioned getting you pregnant and marrying you in Jerusalem or something, right? Or somewhere, right? I'm just trying to be romantic since we're both in mid-range. And I didn't say we die with Jesus in Jerusalem yet. Maybe it was a two-witness thing if you thought I wanted a murder-suicide wedding. I don't know. But no, I didn't. If that's what it was. I really wanted to legally marry you in somewhere in Jerusalem or something as a romantic gesture. And then we could get married back in the States or something too. I don't know. Some people have more than one wedding. Especially if you have a church wedding. You're really having two. You're really paying for the one at the courthouse and the one in the church, right? You wonder why you have to sign two documents? Right. Well, one's the church registry and one's the state. And it's by the state you're really married, not the church anymore, right? I keep telling you, you don't want your civil right to marry gay people, but that's in the courts, right? So you can get married at the justice of the peace like anyone else now, right? But it don't mean you can go to a church and make the church legally marry you, idiot. No, you can't, right? That goes against their religious beliefs, and they have the right to believe that, right? I know. But you now, like anyone else, can get married down at the courthouse, right? That's for a specific union, too, right? And no matter what they say, Christians can't stop you from doing it now, right? That's where they can't stop you, right? Now, they don't have to make a male and male cake for you either. That's business, right? Now, if they refuse your business, all business has the right to refuse customers, right? See, they're refusing it, though, because they're hoping their Christian base will want the male and female cake. Anyway, what you need to go is go to a gay baker who, specializes in gay marriages, right? And that makes more sense anyway. Otherwise, you're trying to start a strife or a fight. You're just intentionally trying to get married or get a Christian church to bake you a cake. We know when you're doing that too, right? And you're just as bad as they're being, right? But two wrongs never make a right. Right? In other words, if you can go to the gay baker and he'll bake you a cake, go to him first, right? It's obviously he don't care, right? If it's two men up there or not. But if you go to a Christian and they're against gay marriage, they'll never put two men up on the cake. Or two women up on the cake, and you know it. And they have the right to refuse service. It's like no shirt, no shoes, no service, right? They can tell you no at the door, right? I know. Now, is it, that they're going to chop off your head? No, no. Is it that they're going to put you in jail? They can't. It's not against the law anymore. You can legally marry in the courthouse, right? But there's a certain place you can do it, right? You can't just do it anywhere. And even if you were to get a church to do it, if the church is that open-minded, right? And there can be churches that open-minded, right? But the difference is they know we're all sinners saved by grace through faith, not of works, least any man should boast, even if you're gay, right? Those who don't understand that still see it as a sin unto death and tell you not to do it, right? So if you're doing it right, you can't go to that kind of church and expect them to do it for you. They won't. They won't. They don't have to morally, right? It's a moral battle for them, right? Not to hurt you. They just say it's a sin and we don't believe in that, right? And we don't believe you can do that, right? Though you can, we call it a sin, though, unto death, right? Mm. And we don't practice that kind of union. Just the union of the male and female. Mm. And that's their religious opinion, right? That's what freedom of religion means. Even if I'm wrong, I can believe that, and you can't force me to believe it how you believe it, right? Unfortunately, it does. But you could also believe in Jesus, right? That he would understand you getting married, right? Whereas they don't think he would, right? That's the only difference, right? And see, they can't shoot you for it. They can't arrest you for it. No. They can't put you in jail for it anymore, right? So they tried to for a while, right? Like I said, but that depends on if you're really raping someone or not, too, right? See, the difference between consensual sex, though, is the person is really awake, for one, right? Not saying no, for two, right? And remember something, right? For three, right? Mm-hmm. Because he tried to be with the man, right? No, she never tried to be with the man, right? Wherever he slept, like you said, even with Chris coming in later, he slept there all night, right? And if Chris came in and tried to do something with him because he tried to do something with him, you don't remember all that encounter, right? Right. And the next morning, Chris is calling him gay, right? Well, that's the only thing he can think of. What, did I have a wet dream with you or something? You came in, right? And you think I'm trying to have sex with you? There's are two different things, right? Because see, I was asleep before he came in, right? Some people don't understand a wet dream ain't the same as a conscious person having sex with you. You have to wake him up after. It's like sleepwalking, but you're humping the bed instead. You have heard of sleepwalking, though, right? Some people can sleepwalk, some people can't, right? I don't know if I'm one of those either. But maybe I did that once or twice. Or someone did. Right. So again, now I'm not sure, okay, anything happened to me with any men at all. ever. Alright? So that would be some kind of fantasy too, right? and how that would happen with me having no memory of it. That's what I mean, right? I also don't recall that happening with Amanda, seriously, right? Except for the fact she was in there with her mom all night, right? Anything else I told you I'm making up because I don't know what you're talking about. This is what would have to happen otherwise. I'm on the couch. But what am I confessing? I'm on the couch. She would have to come in there to wake me up. You don't know that happened. You don't know that happened. And if you do know, you're the one lying about it because I forgot about it, right? See, another thing about date and time and things like that is somebody might remember something differently than you, right? But if it's something criminal, you got to take care of it then, right? That's why the thing is, right? If I had any sexual contact with the child, it would be in the living room, right? Any evidence, I know. You understand, right? DNA has to be proven, though, with sex. You can't just accuse me 11 years later when there's no evidence of anything happening, right? Where me and the child are at, right? That don't mean anything, right? To anybody, I don't know. Except those who think they can convict you without proof, right? And then they're doing something else altogether, you know? Right. Because when I married my ex-wife, she had a daughter, right? That makes her automatically my stepdaughter. Now that I'm divorced from her, she's my ex-stepdaughter, even. But she still was my stepdaughter. When we were married, and then now she's my ex-stepdaughter, just like now she's my ex-wife, though Jonathan's still my son, right? Now, I have no relations to Maxine, right? At all. I'm not even her stepdad, right? Unless I marry Daphne again or something crazy like that, right? Ain't happening there, right? I left her for a reason. I think she just married me to get her daughter from her mother anyway, and I didn't appreciate that. Now, as far as being, civil to each other, I'm always civil with her, but, it was leaving me stranded in Tennessee with only 3 days to get back, right? I had to be back by Monday morning, right? I don't know what she was thinking, but her husband wasn't on the same schedule as her, right? And she didn't even make sure I had the time off to do whatever she wanted to do with her because she couldn't. And I was in Bethesda for 2 weeks, right? See, I would have to do that there, and I never even talked to her until I got back, right? When I got back, I was back in the same situation, right? Which was living with her until I moved back to base, which was the following weekend, right? Even. I wasn't even around Amanda no more than 1 to 4 days like Sal, and he had more contact with her probably than I did, right? Because Daphne's going to keep her away from me until I go back to base, dummy. Unless she sneaks in there to the room and me, and then I'm just going to bring her back because I don't think Daphne's trying to fuck with me. Like I told you before. I ain't going to mess with her because I ain't got a choice and I want to get out the relationship clean with no problems, right? And that would just cause a bigger problem, right? To do anything with the daughter, whether she keep it there or not, right? Now I can give you a list of things I might could have done with her that you can't prove I did with her, which is what I'm doing. I could have got her some water. I could have got her something to eat, and you wouldn't fucking know, and you wouldn't fucking know any of that, right? Let alone have sex with her, but yeah, right? You know what I mean? Right. Now, just because I'm labeled schizophrenic, again, don't mean I'm in schizophrenic mode all the time, right? That happened because of Sheena anyway, whatever the fuck was going on with her, right? Now, I think if her problem was she wanted to wait for marriage, her dad took advantage of her, then she thought I did too, but really, I didn't know that's what she was doing, right? I was looking at it differently, right? Because, see, some women realize sex ain't really the issue, right? It's commitment. Can the person be committed to you? And no woman I've married in or dated in the Navy was really committed to me beyond the sex, right? That's why I was kind of used to that, right? But not Sheena, I guess, with what her dad did. She wanted to wait for marriage, but didn't think she had to tell me that up front, right? Which she took for granted, right? Now, the thing about women waiting for marriage, honey, is they don't let you lick their vaginas. They don't. Instead of, no, they don't. They say, don't have me no lines to keep your hands to yourself. That's what they say. That's what they say. They don't let you do a little tongue service and then nothing more. You didn't discuss it with me. No. You gotta discuss it with me when we meet and start making out. And I start trying to eat you out by the ship. And then we go off the next day, right after work. I know. You bring it up before I pull down your panties, by the way, after we're making out in the park, right? And get under cover, right? I can do anything under there. If you didn't want the sex, right? I wouldn't have done the sex. You could tell me no at any time, and I know to stop. Even if I'm in, I gotta pull it out and say, okay, pull back up my pants, so that's it. I know that. I'm the kind of man who, if you say that, I'll do that. Yep. I don't even play. Well, that's why I'm worried about it. See, the girl can tell you she's 15 and me she's 37, right? Only one is true. Only one is true, though. And I don't know what she's telling you, but I just met her that day and lost the time around her, right? And that's all I really know, right? So I'm not trying to embellish anything, but I know I'm not going to lose that much time around her, right? Without something more happening, right? Now, if we didn't have sex, we at least talked about it and you blacked me out over it. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. If I'm supposed to see a movie by a certain time and I missed that movie by over an hour, right? 50 minutes to an hour, I know something more went on, right? And then I'm having to see friggin' snow dogs, right? Whatever it was. Arctic dogs, yeah, that's it. Instead, right? Now, Terminator and Harriet still ain't come out on DVD yet. Where's those two ladies, right? And gentlemen of the court, right? I know that. But what do you want? Perfection in an imperfect world. If you communicate to me, I can generally understand it. Unless you leave something completely out, right? And like I said, right? I'm just trying to figure out what happened without information from her, right? And showing you how I think about things, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm more concerned with the female than myself because she's the one who can put my butt in jail for rape, right? Not me, her, right? It's harder for the male to cry rape if it's the female anyway, right? Because most people are like, well, who would say that, right? Well, if I'm single, I'll fuck any woman, right? But if I'm not, I'm only going to try to be with one, right? Now, if you're blacking me out to be with me, well, that could qualify as rape, I know. Even if you're a female, right? Because one of us ain't getting the full pleasure there, right? And one of us is, right? Uh-huh. And two wrongs don't make a right.